You're muted.
You can still hear me, right? I
Is
went
this
by.
I think you're probably too close.
I love you.
Hi, my loves.
Hi, and welcome to our first episode ever at Chitty Chat Chit Chat with your hosts, Aya and Toni. And this particular episode titled Behind the Scenes, we're going to introduce ourselves to you, our listeners. If we sound nervous, it's because we are. And I'm going to begin with myself. I go by the name of Toni. I will be turning 36 on September 10. I can't believe I'm close to my 40s now. I don't know how I feel about this. One thing for sure is I'm refusing to accept the idea of becoming old. But in January, I'll be celebrating 14 years being married with my husband. And on the first day of winter, which is like December 21st, I will be celebrating 19 years with him by my side. Honestly, it hasn't been easy, but it's definitely worth it. I'm a mother to 3 kids, 17, 13, and 8 years old. I am also a fur mommy to 3 dogs. Trex, that's my precious baby. Hyper, she's the one that stresses me out. And Onyx, she's feisty, and the baby of all 3 of them. The most important thing about me is that I'm a Christian follower. I'm a lover of the Lord and a Bible believer. Others may say that I'm a Bible thumper or fanatic, and I'm okay with that. With all the things in this world that I could be obsessed with or addicted to, I'd rather it be Yahweh. But who am I? Oddly enough, I would have to describe myself as a walking, talking oxymoron. I'm open-minded, but I'm also opinionated. No, I do not believe that my opinions are facts, but I still have them because I'm entitled to. I'm an outgoing couch potato. If you invite me out and I'm able to make it, best believe I'm gonna be there. But in the back of my mind, I'm trying to get home as soon as possible and into my comfy clothes, curled up on my bed, watching TV, reading a book, or working on my digital planner on my iPad. I'm talkative, as you will begin to see, but at the same time, I come off a bit shy in the beginning. I don't talk to just anyone. I have to feel as though I can be my 100% self around you before any kind of relationship can begin to grow. Some people think I'm serious in the beginning because supposedly I have that quote-unquote resting phase, but I don't believe them. It isn't until we start to talk that people see a different side of me. Last thing about me, I can be dramatic. Definitely dramatic. I'm loud. I'm sarcastic and extremely sensitive. Soy Boricua and I'm from New York. It's in my genes. You can't blame me for that. But anywho, enough about me. Aya, I'm gonna pass it to you now.
I go by Aya. I have 2 amazing fur babies that are cats. One's name is Baron and the other one is Penelope. I love cats because I find them easier to take care of than other animals. I live in the wonderful state of Florida where it's humid every day and it sucks. I like to write. I'm actually writing my first book, which I'm excited about. Toni is like my editor-in-chief. I love reading and watching TV. I'm a big anime fan of both animation and manga. I'm a big time procrastinator and it stresses Toni out. I also love to play games. It could be computer games or PlayStation to Xbox to mobile. If I find it interesting, I will play it. I dislike washing dishes. Don't get me wrong, I do them. I'm not dirty, but I hate washing them so much. And it's mostly because I was forced to do so growing up. And that's what got me hating them so much. Oh, now that we are done with a nerve-wracking introduction to us, I have a very interesting question for you, Toni.
Okay. What is it?
What's something people don't like about you?
Hands down, my mouth. 9 out of 10 times, I speak without thinking, which is odd because I'm an overthinker at my best days. But there's times that I tend to surprise myself right along with the people that I'm talking to with the things that come out my mouth. And it's just like, wow, did I really say that? So what comes out my mouth is surprising, it's new, and it's unthinkable. What's something that people don't like about you?
Honestly, I think people hate the way I do things or how I go about at my own pace. I take my time doing stuff. Like I said before, I'm a procrastinator, and it's not because I don't wish to do them. I just want to do it right and perfectly. My mind goes a mile a minute to find ways to work or display a project, and I can't help but take my time doing it. It could be working out, reading, playing a video game, eating healthy. I just want to get it right. And if someone messes me up in the process of that, I end up just falling from the wagon and becoming stranded. Then the frustration kicks in and I'm fighting everyone in my way.
Okay, well, now that we know what they don't like about you, what is one thing that you like and one thing you dislike that people do?
I dislike when someone doesn't live up to what they say. Like, if you want to give me advice on something, live up to your own advice. And don't get me wrong, I know some people are, quote, easier said than done type people. But my mindset is more like practice what you preach. What about you?
I dislike liars to the max. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I honor honesty overall over anything. The best way to have me lose my trust in you or to see you from a different point of view is to not be a person of your word. I get it that, things do pop up. We can't control life and what happens, but be responsible enough to inform me. If you're not able to make it, if you're not able to complete whatever it is that I'm expecting you to do, just let me know so that I'm working right alongside with you, instead of it being that I'm chasing you down or you're avoiding me because you haven't gotten it done. What I do love is people who are dependable or responsible. I'm not sure which title to put on it, but a person of their word. If they say they're gonna get something done, that they do it. That they allow me to trust them without having to feel as though I have to babysit them every step of the way. So if something is supposed to be done, get it done without seeking excuses to justify the lack of your actions. If you aren't motivated, that has nothing to do with me. It has to do with you and your lack of discipline. And when I see things like that, when I see people actually following through on what they said they were gonna do, it's just like, yes, awesome. Let's do this again. And if, another thing is like, if you're a certain age, not that you need to have your whole life planned out for you, but you don't have any type of goals, like nothing major, little things in life, are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to get a promotion? Are you trying to find a job, buy a house, like anything? And people who don't do that, it's just like,
So then let me ask you this. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Nah, you go first, then I answer.
Honestly, I don't know. I had so many dreams growing up that I just live day by day now. Like, I always say tomorrow is never promised. So I don't want to make promises to myself when I myself will probably never reach 5 years. And if I do, it'd be to the glory of God, because I know I didn't make it there by myself. Now you.
A 5-year plan, I don't have it. But I do have major goals that I'm trying to achieve, like buying a house, finally learning how to drive, graduating college with a bachelor's degree in business management or something in that area.
Okay. So if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
An oxymoron. I thought I said this already. But no, I would have to say that I'm organized. I work better with a schedule, alarms. I like to know what's going to happen next in my day. I can be spontaneous, but I do like to have a foolproof plan just in case. If you leave me alone with nothing to do, then nothing will get done. And in case you haven't noticed, I have anxiety, and uncertainty is not a friend of mine. So I need to know what's gonna happen right throughout the day. I'm kind of nervous now to ask you, but what is your one word you would use to describe yourself?
talented, duh.
Okay.
But no, hear me out. Okay.
Okay.
The only reason I say that is because I had so many ideas. Such a big imagination. Oh, I said imagination. Oh my God. Such a big imagination that I can come up with great projects to do. The problem is doing them. I have started and scrapped so many of them throughout my years. I literally find ways to do what I don't know. Like if I don't know how to paint, I will learn to paint. If I don't know how to edit movies or do some type of production, I will learn to do that. I have the drive to learn. It's completing a project that gets me every time. Hosting this podcast is one of those ideas and projects I wanted to try. And you, Toni, decided to come along with me on this ride with me.
No, don't do it like that. That's a lie, you know that. You called me and asked me to do it with you. I didn't just invite myself. It wasn't like, oh, you're doing it? Yeah, I'll join you. You know, it's something that I've been thinking of doing myself for a while, but I didn't know how to move forward. So when you called me with the idea, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And it was murder she wrote from there. You know, we basically talk on the phone all the time. People who are around us when we are having conversations always tend to just chime in. So it's like me and you were talking, we're entertaining enough. Why not bring it to a podcast?
We do have great conversations.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do and how far this can go.
Hopefully it goes somewhere and we have fun along the way.
I mean, I think we would as time does progress, and we start building a community and we start building, I'm gonna say like external family. I don't see why not.
I want togetherness, a safe space to talk and be able to express how you feel and relate to others as we speak about certain things, you know?
Definitely. But one thing I do want for people to understand is that we're not going to be a crime podcast. We're not going to be a political podcast, you know? We're going to talk about everything and nothing at the same time, you know? So I guess you can say that this is opinion based, if anything, right?
Yeah.
We'll present the facts when they're necessary.
I think that our podcast would just like what Toni said, we would be about everything and nothing all at the same time, but just to be able to talk more like a gossip, you know, but not necessarily gossip because we're going to be talking about everything.
We're just going to chit chat.
We're just going to chit chat. Exactly.
Yeah. How did we get the name for our podcast again? Chit chat, chitty chat? I mean, chitty chat, chit chat.
Oh, get this. Come into my mind for a moment, all right? Just put yourself there. Mm-hmm. Just play around with words and boom.
That's it? That's how it happened?
Yeah. It just comes to me and I ran with it. So about the episodes, how many are we planning to do again?
Well, to release a new episode bi-weekly as we continue to get our feet wet. And if our lovely listeners would like to hear more from us, then we might be able to do a little more throughout the week as time progresses. But we're just going to leave it for bi-weekly and more or less every Monday.
The goal is 30 minutes an episode.
Yeah.
That's fun. Talking for a good 30 minutes. Count me in. Toni and myself have been great friends for a very long time.
Yeah, I think we're doing celebrating 10 years now?
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. And just to think the way that we met.
I remember you never.
I didn't like you. I really didn't.
And I had no idea.
Well, yeah, it's not like I went up to you and said, hey, I don't like you. You know?
And the funny thing is, I kept coming around.
It was so annoying. Well, for our listeners, because you guys don't know, we have met through a virtual game. And on this certain platform, we have a mutual friend. It was her best friend at the time, virtually, but it was my best friend at the time in person and, you know, real life. And she started playing this game and she's just like, hey, Toni, you got to meet this girl. And I'm like, okay. At first impressions, like, I understand you can catch somebody on a bad day, but Aya was a little full of herself that day that I was like, ew, like, who is this person? And I didn't want to be associated with her. And then our mutual friend is just like, no, like, get to know her. She's really funny. She's great. Like, she reminds me of us. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then we clicked. We ended up clicking after I made a joke, of course, because
she called me a hippocaine. A hippocaine. What is a freaking hippocaine?
It's a hippo monkey, okay?
A hippo monkey. It took her to insult me in order for us to get along.
Like I said, I love playing around with words, and I just come up with the weirdest crap. I do.
I'm not arguing with that at all.
So, lovely listeners, I have a question for you. What has been your longest friendship? Are you still friends with this person today?
Interesting.
If not, what happened? In your own words, describe what the true meaning of friendship means to you.
Yes, please let us know in the comment section, or you could even send this to us via email, your response. We don't want this relationship to be one-sided. Granted, you hear us speaking, but we would definitely love to hear from you guys. So I'm going to provide a link in the description section below our episode where it's being aired at. You can either click it, respond to us through there, or you can leave a comment, and hey, you never know, we just might read your response and then react to it. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for tuning into Chitty Chat Chit Chat.
Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.
Bye.